startling video of a second massive mudslide. Take a look at the people in that boat. We'll get back to them in a moment, but listen to the sound of this coming down the mountain. That secondary slide came straight through Johnson's Landing today and out into Kootenay Lake. Back to that boat for a second, because you see how close they came to being overrun by some of that debris as it flowed right out into the middle of the lake, narrowly missing those folks. We'll talk to them a little bit later on. They were there to come and check on their damaged home. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. That astonishing footage shows exactly why the search for 4 missing people in Johnson's Landing was temporarily postponed earlier today. The slope above the community was simply too unstable and unsafe for the searchers. But that has since changed and the search has resumed. We have extensive coverage of this story tonight, including first-hand accounts of the awful moment the first slide came down yesterday.
You get a sense of how it cut its way through the trees here.
A full day after Gar Creek, too swollen to hold back, let loose on Johnson's Landing, the scar it left down the mountainside is a sobering example of sudden, unexpected disaster.
There's that big hill, where it hit this big hump here and flew right over top of it.
The torrent of earth, stone, and ancient trees landed on the remote Kootenay Lake community, with only a bone-jarring rumble seconds before impact as warning.
Wow, that's a lot of debris.
At least 3 homes are utterly destroyed. It's believed that within one of them are 3 members of the Weber family. 17-year-old Rachel, 21-year-old Diana, and their father Valentine are unaccounted for. The whereabouts of a 4th unidentified person are also unknown. Friends of Rachel say she and Diana were on a rare visit to Johnson's Landing.
She is awesome. She's so sweet and so nice. And I've just recently met her sister. She introduced me to her sister last week on a walk, but yeah, they're awesome girls.
Unable to do anything but wait, strong friendship goes far when you're helpless.
Roll with the punches, try to find out what you can, hope for the best. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, well,
I think the hardest part right now is just not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
It's
frustrating.
It's really emotionally exhausting, running different scenarios through your head and trying to think positively and keep everybody else positive. And we're just really hoping for the best, and we want news as soon as possible.
Her house destroyed, one woman went looking for her cat and narrowly escaped a second slide.
Oh, stay here, stay here, stay here.
During the first disaster, she happened to be in town and knows she's incredibly lucky again.
It's like an express train. I mean, this is a tidal wave of muck, and you hear some cracking, but then it's too late. My sister-in-law escaped by inches. She was staying in our little cabin, which is still clear. It's just clear of the slide. The slide stops like inches from the little cabin, and she ran as fast as she could towards our garden, and the slide went past her. She was saved by inches.
Her second, little thought-out response to danger of the day, this time was the right one.
When you heard and realized what was going on just 5 minutes ago, what did you think?
You don't think, you just act. I just heard Dean say, run. What did you say?
Run.
Run. I realized the danger immediately.
Another Johnson's Landing resident suddenly doesn't have a home, but narrowly held on to his life.
I was just in the right place. I tried to avoid the rocks coming down by running out the driveway, but I came back and got behind the log of our house. And I guess the slide, the mud and the rocks are right up to our living room window, and a 3-foot diameter tree came right through the living room window.
The instability of the landslide path forces the suspension of the search. It's just too dangerous to go in, a decision that's tough to swallow. Late in the day, the rescue effort resumes. Vancouver's urban search and rescue team arrives, specially trained for exactly this. It's still not safe, but with severe weather on the way, there's little choice.